pulling in to get fuel. Blown tire. You see the belting? See the split? So about an hour they'll be here to replace this tire. It's on the rear of the trailer. And I parked nose in so they can get to the tire fairly easily. I'm at this kind of smaller Pilot. If you look for that sign, that's where I'm at. They'll be here in about an hour. I'm doing my rest break now, my 30-minute break, and at which point they will, during that time, hopefully, well, it'll be after that. My half-hour break will be over, but then they will fix my tire. But I'm only, it's, what time is it? 1:30 in the afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock, and I've got half an hour, 45 minutes to get to where I deliver tomorrow. So I mean, I'm not in a rush. I've got massive amounts of time left on my clock, and this is what I'm hauling. Got these concrete barriers that they wanted to load like this. I just put that cup there temporarily because I wanted to video. That wasn't on the truck the whole way. But we've got these cross straps over each bottom of the concrete barrier, and there's a rubber coil pad on top to protect the straps. So you can see the edge of the straps rest on the coil pad, and if not, it's on these wool pads that I have. And they didn't want us to put any straps along the center for risk of breakage, so I tried to put it as close to the timbers as possible without covering up my required DOT light, so you can see, so I can provide as much downforce as possible right on the lumber as possible. So yeah, anyway, that's what I've got going on right now. Flat tire and a rest break. Nothing beats that.
Minutes of remaining drive time.
Small but yet interesting update for today, the 28th of December 2016. It is 4:06.
A new message has arrived.
It is 4:29 in the evening, Central Time. It's 5:29 here on the East Coast because I'm in South Carolina. I'm kind of on a hill. You know, I got here and this is I'm at a Love's.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
And there's lots of parking. And I apologize for all the electronics going off, but I guess I'm trying to do too many things at once. I am 23 minutes from where I need to deliver, and I cannot stay the night there, so I'm parked here at the Love's. This is where I was going to stay the night. And I'm kind of on a hill, even though you can't, if I hold you can kind of tell the angle by I'm trying to hold the phone level, and you can see I hope maybe you can see the angle of the parking lot. And so I was going to move into a different space because there's plenty of spaces open. I was going to move into a different, more level space so I can sleep at least a nominal level. And my truck won't start. I'm not saying that it's turning over and it won't engage it's not like it's turning over and the truck won't start. No, the starter is not even engaging. It's like I turn the key. Here, let me show you. Okay, now all the sounds go off, and now it's in a position for me to engage. So here we go. Okay, I've turned the key. Nothing's going on. The key is held to the right as far as it can go. This is normally when the engine attempts to start. It is in neutral, as it says on the dash as well. 66 degrees. I don't know if the heat's affecting it. But see where it says ABS? When I turn the key all the way, that light goes out. So that tells me the key is at least doing something. But the truck's not starting, which is odd. This has happened to me one occasion before, and what I did was get out and there's a master battery switch we have. Well, I disconnected that and then reconnected the electricity, thinking there might have been some kind of glitch, because you know, things happen, and it still wouldn't start. So I turned off the battery master switch, set a timer on my phone to give me 10 minutes without any electronics being on. And I've done that to fix my Qualcomm unit before when it freaked out once and I had to reset it. So I turned it off the master battery switch for at least 10 minutes and that fixed it. So I'm like, well, let me see if that fixes the truck. Well, I set my timer and no, it obviously hasn't fixed it. So I made a phone call before I wanted to, and I still have my load. It delivers in the morning between 0700 and 10 o'clock. And I'm in South Carolina delivering on a Thursday, which always makes me worried on getting home, especially now that I'm incurring some kind of mischievous gremlin in my truck, preventing it from starting. Makes me worry about not getting home. Especially this weekend, you know, it's going to be a new year, an anniversary, you know, been married for a while. So I'd like to be home this weekend. So I made a phone call to my company. They do have a maintenance coordinator, and I spoke with Jim. I wanted to run this by somebody before I put in a breakdown macro, you know, saying, hey, I'm broke down, come fix me. I wanted to see if there was some kind of, maybe this was an issue somebody's heard of and said, oh, you got to stand outside, turn around 3 times and pat your head, and then it'll work, you know, something along those lines. But no, I guess this isn't heard of. So I put in a macro saying I'm broke and I need some help getting fixed. There are 2 other Maverick trucks here at this time with the exact same load I have. We're all delivering in the same location. So it'll be interesting to see how this gets resolved. I don't know if they'll necessarily be able to put in a new starter in where I'm at right now. I'm assuming I would have to be moved somewhere. I don't know. This is kind of flabbergasted because I'm like, I parked, turned my truck off, went inside to the Loves, used the facilities, came back out into my truck, analyzed my situation, and I'm like, you know what? There's a greater parking spot right here, kind of off to the side behind me. That's much flatter, and that would be a much better place to sleep. So in an attempt to do that, sorry, my computer keeps turning off if it's not plugged in. I'm trying to edit a super long video from GoPro that's why I hate using it, because it takes forever. But anyway, I thought, well, shoot, I'll move. And then I discovered this problem. If I wouldn't have tried to move tonight, this would all be occurring tomorrow morning, and I'd really be freaking out, because I'm like, that would be totally disrupting my day. At least now it could be worked on and possibly fixed before morning, so I can start my day and have hopes of making it home for the weekend. I'm just kind of flabbergasted that I was lucky enough to discover this tonight instead of in the morning when I was like, okay, checked everything out, let's go ahead and start this truck, and it doesn't. And I'd be like, what? So that would have been horrendous. So I've already talked too long. That's my update for right now. I will keep you posted. Maybe you know, this is baffling. Never heard of such a thing. Maybe you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this recording and Google it and see what it tells me. Google answers everything. All right, I got an update. My truck is running. That's because they got underneath and hammered away at the starter while I tried to turn it on. And that got the truck started. So I turned it off to see if it was a one-time thing, and no, it's not. He had to get under there again, and I'll have to leave my truck running until my starter gets replaced. So, and oh well. I mean, I'll contact my company and let them know that I need a new starter. So we'll see what happens. Well, I guess I have an opportunity to give an update. Let's see if I can alleviate some of this. Right behind that trailer in front of me is where I dropped off my empty trailer, because in that spot was another empty trailer. Let's see, I guess I should start from the beginning. My truck is running right now because I'm afraid to turn it off. I went to a TA where they said, hey, I'm not sure exactly where this truck is going, but alright. I went to the TA where I was told to go to get a new starter, and I guess they messed around with it for a little bit, and they said, yeah, we tried starting your truck 11 times and it started 11 times, so we don't think there's anything wrong with your starter. So I'm like, okay. They gave me the explanation that it might have been caught on one of the teeth on the, I can't remember the terminology now. I had it in my head and now it just vanished, just like that. Where the starter teeth engage the teeth of the wheel that is at the back of the engine. I can't remember what that thing's called all of a sudden. Anyway, they said I should be good. I think so. I'm looking at a forklift here. I'm not sure if he's wanting to talk to me or not. No. Alright. I think I just need to find another place to park, because this place keeps telling me to move someplace. And I'm waiting for a load, so I'll update you here in a second. Alright, it's 2:57. I don't know if that could be read. It eventually will be. I am in Orangeburg, well, near Orangeburg, South Carolina. I was parked at a lumber facility where I dropped off an empty trailer and picked up another empty trailer. I'm not sure why. Maybe they preferred the other name. Maybe they preferred the name of the trailer for that particular shipper. It seemed like when I pulled in there, I noticed all the trailers had the same manufacturer on them, so I'm not exactly sure why. I thought I might pick up an empty trailer but have a load on it from there, but to drive someplace 70 miles to drop off an empty trailer and pick up an empty trailer, it doesn't pass the common sense test for me. But there's got to be a reason, and I just don't know it yet. The forklift driver pulled up and asked me to move forward, and I got tired of, I was like, well, I've been waiting here for a couple hours for a load assignment. Let me just leave. And there's a Love's 9 miles down the road. I'm saying, what the heck? I'll just go there, because they have parking spots and they won't make me move anymore. So I will see what I get. I'm in South Carolina. Oh, I meant to update you on my truck. It is still running, and it will continue to run until they replace the starter. I went to the TA and they said there's no problem with your starter. We don't recommend that you get a new one. I'm like, okay. Told my company, my fleet manager, and he's like, holy cow, okay. So I continued on to drop off my current empty trailer and picked up this it's a newer model empty trailer. So yeah, and when I went there to drop it off, thinking that, oh, okay, everything's okay, I will go ahead and turn my truck off. I turned off my truck and went in and talked to an individual to find out, about the trailer situation. And I didn't know what I was exactly getting there. And they said, yeah, just drop your empty trailer right next to that other empty trailer that's about to be loaded. You can take that one. And and then I'm face palm to the head. I'm like, okay. Okay. And so I proceeded to the truck and went to go turn it on, and it wouldn't start. And I'm like, seriously? So I tried the key 2 or 3 times, and there was no engagement of the starter. So I have a hammer. I go over there, tapped on the starter a little bit, came back, no. Tapped on it again, tried the key again, no. 3rd time, and then it started. So my truck will stay running until, because I don't want to get someplace, especially with a load on, and be like, oh, your truck won't start and we're going to have to tow it, and it's miserable to do that with a full load. So right now I think I'm good to go go pick something up and head towards home, and then stop at a repair facility on the way home, or wherever they're sending me if it's not home, which would be a bummer because it's my 15th wedding anniversary this weekend, and it's a holiday, New Year's and all. So we'll see what happens. It doesn't look promising right now. It's always when you're on the outskirts of the Maverick area, loads are a lot harder to come by. So when I found out it was coming to South Carolina in the first place, I was like, ugh, okay. So I've gone to Texas before and got stuck there for 4 days, or what it seemed like 4 days. It was just a couple days, and I still had loads that they gave me while I was there to keep me busy, but they were struggling to find me a load to get me out of there. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep the truck running. I'll edit some video. Oh.
Attention, a new important message has...
They're just letting me know they're working on finding me a load still. There's currently 1 truck in the South Carolina area, and they are currently 1 load short. So they're saying my truck's in the area and there's 1 load short. So I know they're working diligently to try to discover a way to get me something, even if I have to drive a little ways to get there, to get something to get me moving. Because when I'm not driving, nobody's making money. I don't think there's any. There might be a couple of companies that may not know what they're doing that would actually have drivers sit and do nothing and nobody's making money, but that's bad on them. If a truck driver is not driving a load somewhere, then the company, not only is the driver losing money, the company is losing money. So it does no good for the company to have a driver sit in a truck that they're paying for. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I could be very wrong, and all of the things that I say on YouTube are just opinions and not fact most of the time. Well, 99% of the time it's pretty much fact, but there's probably 1% of the time I could be wrong, but the probability of me being wrong about something is, like 10 to the 3rd power, possibility of not being wrong. So it's almost like everything I say is gospel. That's the way I look at it.